Question number 15. The diagram shows a figure made from 5 identical triangles. The figure has rotational symmetry. Write down the order of rotational symmetry. So we have 5 identical triangles in this case, and also you can notice that we're given 5 of these angles which are the same. So the order of rotational symmetry will simply be 5. Part B, each marked angle is 110. Find the angles of one of the triangles. So this angle is 110, so we can easily find its adjacent angle. How? Because sum of angles on a linear line is 180. So we can do 180 minus 110, which gives us 70 degrees. So this angle is 70 degrees. We still need to find the other two angles. So this angle can be found by, we know sum of all angles originating from a point is 360 degrees, and we have 5 equal angles right here. So we can divide 360 by 5 to get the second angle, which is 72 degrees. Now we can easily find the third angle. We know that sum of 3 angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. So simply subtract 72 and 70 from 180 and we get 38 degrees, which is the third angle. This is the final answer for part B. Question part A. Write 360 million. 360 million has 6 zeros in standard form. So right now decimal is over here. We need to bring the decimal over here because standard form means write decimal after the first non-zero number. So 3.6. Now we are moving the decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we write 10 power 8. When we move the decimal to the left, the power is added. So plus 8, not minus 8. Alright, part B. Express each numbers in standard form, P times Q. So we write P 5 times 10 power 9 times Q. So times 9 times 10 power minus 16. 5 times 9 is 45 and 10 power 9 times 10 power 16. We add the powers. 9 minus 16 is minus 7. Again, this is not standard form. For standard form, the decimal needs to shift from here to here after the first non-zero number. So we're moving decimal to the left. So we're adding one number to minus 7. So this becomes minus 6. Part 2. Under root of 9 into 10 power minus 16, which means 9 power minus 16, and under root is actually power half. So under root of 9 is simply 3. So we write 3 here. Then how do we handle 10 power minus 16 times power half? 10 power minus 16 times power half. You simply divide minus 16 with 2. So we get 10 power minus 8. Remember not to take under root of this 14. This is handled in a different manner. So you divide it with the 2. And preferably also write plus minus with the answer. Question number 17. Find 110% of 70. So simply 110 over 100 times 70, which gives us 77. Calculate the percentage reduction in its value. Percentage reduction is reduced price over original price into 100. So what is the, no sorry, it's the reduction over original value into 100. So how much is the reduction from 15,000 to 12,000? So the reduction is 3,000 over original value was 15,000 times 100. When you simplify, you will get 20%. Question number 18. An open Open is in bold, so keep that in mind. An open rectangular tray has inside measurements 11, 6 and 5. Calculate the total surface area of the four sides and the base of inside of the tray. So the base is 11.6 plus 2 times of these sides, so 2 times of 5 times 6 plus 2 times of this side, so 2 times of 5 times 11, which will give us 236. Alright, clearing the screen for part B. Part B says cubes are placed in the tray and the lid is placed on the top. Each cube has an edge of 2 cm. Find the maximum number of cubes that can be placed in the tray. Alright, so we have small cubes that needs to be inserted in this cuboid, and the dimensions are 2 by 2 by 2, and we have to figure out how many cubes can we fit in this cuboid. Now, a very common mistake the students make is that they divide the volume of the cuboid with the volume of the cube. Why is this method wrong? Because look at the size of the cubes. We can't fill this whole cuboid with cubes of this dimension. There will be some space that will be wasted and no cubes will fit in there. So when you divide the whole volume by the volume of one cube, you're actually using those spaces as well, which is not actually practical. So what you'll do, you'll simply see how many cuboids you can fit in this figure. So this dimension is 5, so we can fit 2 cuboids here, right? This upper region will be wasted for the whole figure. This upper region will be wasted. Then we have, let's say, so we have 2 cubes here. So this is 2. Let me redraw this. This space gets wasted. We have 2 by 2 over here. Why does this keeps happening? Hopefully it won't happen again. So we have a line 2 here, then 2 here, and this region gets wasted. No cubes can fit here because this dimension is 1. Alright, so how many cubes can we fit in here? This is 11, so we can 2, 2, 2, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then again some portion is wasted because that is 1, and the dimension of our cube was 2 by 2 by 2. Alright, now this is the front view, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cubes over here. Look over here, we have 6 over here, so this can be divided into nice 3 chunks of 2, 2 and 2. So the whole space is occupied at the back. So how many cubes do we have in total? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 at the front, and we have 3 layers of that. 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer. So the total cubes that can fit in this cuboid will be 3 times 10, 30. 3 times 10 is equals to 30 is the answer for part B. Question number 19. Each time an archer fires an arrow, the probability that she hits the target is 0.7. She fires two arrows. Complete the tree diagram. So if hit is 0.7, without even looking at the rest of the data, you need to know that this will be 0.3. Why? Because the sum of probability is always 1. So this is 0.3. Since that is 0.7, this will be 0.3 as well. 0.7 is the probability of hit and 0.3 is the probability of miss. Find the probability that she hits the target twice. So hit and hit. So 0.7 times 0.7. Ignore the decimals. This becomes 14. After decimal we have two numbers. So after decimal we need to, sorry, this is not 14, it's 49. 7 times 7 is 49. After decimal we need two numbers, so we'll write point here. So 0.49 is the answer for part B. Okay, for part B1. I'm doing part B2 over here, which says she hits the target exactly once. So finding the probability of hitting the target exactly once. So that means we'll hit, miss, or we'll miss and then hit. So multiply the probability 0.7 times 0.3 plus 0.3 times 0.7, which gives us 0.21 plus 0.21, which is 0.42. Answer for B2. Question number 20. The coordinates of P and M are minus 3, 10 and 0, 4. Find the gradient of line PM. So the formula for gradient is simply y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we write 4 minus 10 over 0 minus 3, which becomes plus 3. So we have minus 6 over 3. So our gradient is minus 2. Part B, find the equation of line PM. Now the equation's formula is y is equals to mx plus c. M is the slope, which we already have. Y is equals to minus 2x. C is the y-intercept. Y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. So this is actually giving us the information regarding that our line will be crossing the y-axis at 4. So we can directly write plus 4 here. Alright. Part C. For that I am clearing the screen. Part C. M is the midpoint of PQ. We have a point P minus 3, 10. Then M is the midpoint. M is 0, 4. Of a point Q, we need to find the coordinates of Q. Let's read the question again. M is the midpoint of PQ. Find the values of Q. Now, if we're given two coordinates and we need to find its midpoint, we simply add the x coordinates, then divide it with 2 and then do the same with the y coordinates. Here we are given the answer for the midpoint. This is one extreme coordinate, this is the other extreme coordinate. So how do we find the midpoint using these two? We add the x coordinates, minus 3 plus x divided by 2, and we know its answer, the answer is 0. And for y we'll do the same, 10 plus y over 2, and the answer is 4. Solve these two, we will get x is equals to 3 and y is equals to 8 minus 10, which is minus 2. So the answer is 3, minus 2. Question number 21. Multiply 3 with the given matrix 9, 3, minus 15, minus 12. Keep the subtraction sign outside. Multiply 2, 2, minus 6, 0 and 4. Now subtract these numbers simply. 9 minus 2 is 7, 3 minus 6 is 3 plus 6, 9, minus 15 minus 0 is minus 15 and minus 12 minus 4 is part B. Find the inverse of this matrix. To find the inverse, we write 1 over determinant. Now what is determinant? To find determinant, you multiply these numbers. So 3 minus 4, then negative sign, then multiply these numbers. So minus 5 times 1. When you solve this, you get minus 12 plus 5, which is minus 7. So the determinant is minus 7. So you write 1 over determinant, that means 1 over minus 7. Next you write the matrix again, but with a few changes. These two values will flip, so -4 and 3, they will change positions, and this sign will change its this number will change its sign, and this number will also change its sign. So this is the final answer for inverse of this matrix. Question 22, part A, factorize. 3 is common and A is common. We're left with 3A minus 2. This is the final factorized form. Part B, factorize this. Can we take anything outside of the brackets? No, we can't, but we can write this as 2 whole square minus 5t whole square, and we know the formula a square minus b square is equals to a plus b, a minus b. So we write 2 plus 5t and 2 minus 5t, which is the final answer. Part C, factorize this. So in the first, we will group these into two parts. In the first two expressions, we can't take anything common in the first two, or can we? No, we can't. We will have to rearrange this. So let me check. 6cd plus 2cx minus xy minus 3dy. So it's still the same expression. Now in the first two expression, we can take 2c common. We're left with 3d plus x minus y is common in the next one. So we're left with x plus 3d, and we can write this as 2c minus y and 3d plus x, which is the final answer. Question number 23. I can only roughly do this question because I can't use geometrical instruments in the software. Alright, so part A says measure angle ABC. So simply put your D here and measure this angle. You can put the D like this, or the protector, then read this angle over here. This should be 0, and read this angle over here, and you should get the value. I got 97 degrees. Marking scheme says any answer between 97 to 99 is acceptable. Part B, on the diagram construct perpendicular bisector of AB. So it will look something like this when you use use a compass to make this. You'll first make 2 arcs over here, 2 arcs over here. If you don't know how to do that, please Google how to make a perpendicular bisector. Okay, how to construct a perpendicular bisector. Okay, part C, on the diagram construct the locus of points 5 cm from C. So that will be a circle 5 cm with 5 cm radius around C, something like that. Okay, part D says points P and Q lie on the perpendicular bisector of AB and are 5 cm from C. So mark and label points P and Q on the diagram. Let me just make this again. So roughly something like this, and the radius is 5 centimeters. Alright, so let's read part D again. The points P and Q lie on the perpendicular bisector, so it's on this line as well as it's on this line. It lies on points P and Q lie on the perpendicular bisector of AB and are 5 centimeters from C. Mark and label the points P and Q. So this could be one possible point, and this could be the other possible point. So mark these 2 points P and Q on the diagram and measure PQ. Next, you place your scale over here and mark this, measure this length. Marking scheme says it can be any value between 4.3 to 4.9. Question number 24, part A, find speed when time is 5. So time is 5 somewhere over here. Find this speed, when time is 5 here, find the value of speed x. This is what we need to find. So you may consider this whole triangle, the whole thing, and then consider either one of these small triangles, either this one or this one. So I will just randomly use this one. So I'm going to make these triangles separately just for clarity. This whole length is 30 minus 12, which is 18. This whole length is 10 minus 0, which is 10. This whole length is x minus 12, and then this length will be 10 minus 5, which is 5. So since their slope will be the same, we can write 18 over 10 is equals to x minus 12 over 5. So cross multiply and you will simplify and you will get x is equals to 21. Part B, find the acceleration. Now which line represents acceleration here? Acceleration is always the rising line. Remember, this line represents deceleration, this line represents acceleration, and this line represents speed is equals to 0. Alright, so we need acceleration. Acceleration is the rise over run. What is the rise here? Rise is 30 minus 12, which is 18, and what is the value of run here? It is 60 minus 40, 20. Simplify this and you have your answer, 9 over 10. Part C, calculate the distance traveled from time is equals to 40 to time is equals to 60. Distance traveled is the area under the graph. From time is equals to 40 to time is equals to 60. So we have to find area of this shape. This shape is trapezium, and area of trapezium is half into height is the length which connects the two parallel lines, which is 20. 60 minus 40 is 20, plus sum of parallel side, this length plus this length, so 12 plus 30. Simplify, you will get 240. Question number 25, part A. In the diagram, the equation of line A to C is 7x plus 5y is equals to 35. So this is the line they're talking about. They've given you the equation of this line. Write down the inequalities that define the region inside the triangle ABC. So let's use this line first. Since the required region or the region I've shaded is above this line, so the inequality will be 7x plus 5y greater than, because the region is above this line, greater than 35. We won't write greater than equal to, because the question clearly says include the region inside, define the region inside the triangle. So that means these borders are not included. When we include these borders, we also write greater than equal to or less than equal to, otherwise we don't. Alright, then we have this line. This line is y is equals to 5, and the shaded region is underneath this line, so y is less than 5. And then we have this line, which is x is equals to 4, and the shaded region is to its left, so x is less than 4. Okay, question 25, part B. The line y is equals to kx, where k is an integer, passes through triangle ABC. Find the greatest possible value of y. Now let's roughly sketch this line y is equals to kx. This line will have y-intercept 0, right? Because the equation of straight line is y is equals to mx plus c. So if the c is 0, that means the line would be something like this. Just a second. Something like this, or like this, or like this, or it can be any one of these lines. Next, what condition are we given? Next, they want us to find the greatest possible value of k. So that means we want a line that has the biggest slope. So I hope you remember that this line has the smallest slope because the slope is 0, and this line has the greatest slope because the slope is equals to infinity. So we're looking for a line with as big a slope as possible, but it also should pass from the triangle ABC. So the biggest slope that can pass through this triangle will be this line, right? Passing through the origin and passing through A. So let's find the equation of this line. Plus we're also told that k is an integer. So let's say if I get m is equals to, let's say, 8.2, then I'll have to choose the lower integer value, m is equals to 8, because that will be the maximum integer value that will be passing through this triangle. Alright, so how do I find slope of this line, the line I've made? So I have one coordinate of that line, which is 0, 0. From here I need the other coordinate A. How do I find value of A? Let's see what information are we given in the question. We have the equation of this line. This line's equation is 7x plus 5y is equals to 32, and I have the y coordinate of A. A's y coordinate is 5. So when I substitute y is equals to 5 here, I'll get the value of x, right? So 7 times x plus 5 times 5 is equals to 35. When you'll rearrange and simplify, you'll get x is equals to 10 over 7. Alright, now we'll use that. So again, I'm trying to find the slope of this line where this point is 0, 0 and this point is 10 over 7, 5. For slope, I'll apply the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this becomes 5 divided by 10 over 7, which becomes 5 into 7 over 10, which becomes 35 over 10, which is 3.5. So the slope of this line is 3.5. Slope is also k in this particular case. Alright, so the maximum integer value underneath 3.5 or lower than 3.5 is 3. So k is equals to 3 is the final answer. Question 26, part A, complete the table. So without even reading the question, 9, 16, 25, 36. So what is happening over here? 9 is 3 square, 16 is 4 square, 25 is 5 square, 36 is 6 square. So the next term will be 7 square, which is 49. Next, 7 to 10 we're adding 3, then 10 to 13 we're adding 3, and so on. So we'll add 3 to 16 and we'll get 19 here. Next, 2, 6, so we're adding 4 here, then we're adding 6, then we're adding 8. So next we'll add 10. So 10 plus 20 is 30, and this was 90. Part B, 1. The number, let me write these numbers again. This was 49, this was 49, then 19, and then 30. This is 19. Alright. The number of white beads in diagram N. Write down an expression in terms of N for number of white beads in diagram N. So we need the nth term for this. So this is first level common difference. The difference is 3. So I'll use the formula a plus d n minus 1. A is the first term, 7 plus d is the common difference, 3 times n minus 1. Simplified, this will be 3n plus 4. B2. Write down an expression in terms of n for the total number of beads in diagram N. So we need the nth term of this line. 9, 16, 25, 36. 9 is 3 square, then 4 square, then 5 square, then 6 square. So our nth term will be some formula whole square. Now what will be this formula? 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the nth term of this? A plus d n minus 1. Open and simplify, you get n minus 2 whole square. Okay, when you open and simplify the previous part, you were getting n plus 2 whole square. Please make that correction, not n minus 2 whole square. Part C, find an expression in terms of n for the number of black beads in diagram n. So we need the nth term for this. Notice we're getting 2 by subtracting 9 and 7, right? Then we're getting 6 by subtracting 16 and 10, and then 12 by subtracting 25 and 13, and so on. So I already have the nth term for total number of beads, that was n plus 2 whole square, and I have the nth term for number of white beads, which was 3n plus 4. So the nth term of this, we'll subtract these two nth terms. So n plus 2 whole square minus 3n plus 4. Open and simplify, a square plus 2ab plus b square minus 3n minus 4. We're left with n square plus n. Question 27. Find OP magnitude plus PQ magnitude. To find the magnitude of this, we apply Pythagoras theorem here. 3 square plus 4 square. So 9 plus 16, which gives us under root 25, which is 5. Then plus Pythagoras theorem in this. So 2 square plus 0 square. So 4 plus 0, which gives us 2. So the magnitude is simply the sum of these two magnitudes is 7. Part B 1. T is a point where P to T is K times PQ. Express vector OT as a column vector in terms of K. So to get to O from T, we can use this root OP plus PT. So I'm going to write that OT vector is equals to OP vector plus PQ vector. Now we have OP vector, which is minus 3, 4, plus we know PQ is K times PQ is OP plus, sorry, this was OP plus PT. So OP is minus 3, 4 and PT is K times of plus K times of PQ, and PQ is 2, 0. So OT in terms of K will be minus 3 plus 2K and 4 here. Okay, part 2 of question number 27. M is a point such that OT and M lie on a straight line. So we have M probably somewhere here. So we are told that OTM lie on the straight line and OM is equals to 24, 16. Find the value of K. This means that the vector OT and vector OM are collinear vectors. When the two vectors are collinear, what we can do is we have OT is collinear with OM. So OT in terms of B came out to be, in terms of K came out to be minus 3 plus 2K 4, and OM is 24, 16. Now since they're collinear, or even if they were parallel, you're allowed to cross multiply these values to get the value of an unknown. So minus 3 plus 2K times 16 is equals to 24, 4. Simplify, cross multiply, and you'll get K is equals to 9 over 2, which simplified will be 4.5. Final answer.